cats, dogs, rodents, and frogs. Come take a seat next to Uncle Axel for some fun memories. Today's featured story is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, a delicious adventure written by Judi Barrett and illustrated by Ron Barrett. We were all sitting around the big kitchen table. It was Saturday morning, pancake morning. Yum yum. Mom was squeezing oranges for juice. Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we each could eat. And Grandpa was doing all the flipping. Seconds later, something flew through the air, headed toward the kitchen ceiling, and landed right on Henry. After we realized that the flying object was only a pancake, we all laughed, even Grandpa. Breakfast continued quite uneventfully. All the other pancakes landed in the pan, and all of them were eaten, even the one that landed on Henry. That night, touched off by the pancake incident at breakfast, Grandpa told us the best tall-tale bedtime story he had ever told. Across the ocean, over lots of huge bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts and 1 smaller ocean, there lay the tiny town of Chuan's Wallow. In most ways, it was very much like any other town. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens around them, a schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some assorted cats and dogs. Much like yourselves. But there were no food stores in the town of Chuan's Wallow. They didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they could possibly want. The only thing that was different about Chuan's Wallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. Whatever the weather served, that was what they ate. But it never rained rain. It never snowed snow. And it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas. And sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. The people could watch the weather report on television in the morning, and they would even hear a prediction for the next day's food. When the townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, glasses, forks, spoons, knives, and napkins with them, that they could always be prepared for any kind of weather. If there were leftovers, and there usually were, the people took them home and put them in their refrigerators in case they got hungry between meals. The menu varied. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was coming down. After a brief shower of orange juice, low clouds of sunny-side-up eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. And most of the time, it rained milk afterwards. For lunch one day, Frankfurters, already in their rolls, blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. There were mustard clouds nearby. Then the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans. A drizzle of soda finished off the meal. And don't worry, we will do something about that no dogs sign. Dinner one night consisted of lamb chops, becoming heavy at times from all that deuterium, with occasional ketchup. Periods of peas and baked potatoes were followed by gradual clearing, with a wonderful Jell-O setting in the west. The sanitation department of Chuan's Wallow had a rather unusual job for a sanitation department. It had to remove all the food that fell off the houses and sidewalks and lawns. The workers cleaned things up after every meal and fed all the dogs and cats. Yes. Then they emptied some of it into the surrounding oceans for the fish and turtles and whales to eat. You know, to feed those endangered right whalers. The rest of the food was put back into the earth so that the soil would be richer for the people's pot-side plants. Life for the townspeople was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worst. Gosh, I would love to have someone move my bowels for me also. One day, there was nothing but gorgonzola cheese all day. The next day, there was only Applebee's broccoli, all overcooked, but still tasted good. And the next day, there were Brussels sprouts and peanut butter with mayonnaise. Another day, there was a pea soup fog. No one could see where they were going, and they could barely find the rest of the meal that got stuck in the fog. The food was getting larger and larger, and so were the portions. The people were getting frightened. Violent storms blew up frequently. Awful things were happening. One Tuesday, there was a hurricane of bread and rolls all day long and into the night. There were soft rolls and hard rolls, some with seeds and some without. There was white bread and rye and whole wheat toast. Most of it was larger than they had ever seen bread and rolls before. It was a terrible day. Everyone had to stay indoors. Roofs were damaged, and the sanitation department was beside itself. The mess took the workers 4 days to clean up, and the sea was full of floating rolls. To help out, the people piled up as much bread as they could in their backyards. The birds picked at it a bit, but just stayed there and got staler and staler. There was a storm of pancakes one morning and a downpour of maple syrup that nearly flooded the town. A huge pancake covered the school. No one could get it off because of its weight, so they had to close down the school. Sorry, Bill Ricka Elementary School, you got pancaked. Lunch one day brought 15-inch drifts of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Everyone ate themselves sick, and the day ended with a stomach. Don't forget to vote for anchovy. Woman will rise to the challenge and show the universe who is boss. Yes! There was an awful salt and pepper wind, accompanied by an even worse tornado. People were sneezing themselves silly and running to avoid the tomatoes. The town was a mess. There were seeds and pulp everywhere. You see, humans can be just as silly as dogs. Don't let them fool you. Some say all hell broke loose, but to us, it was heaven. The sanitation department had to give up. The job was too big. Everyone except us feared for their lives. They couldn't go outside most of the time. And many houses had been badly damaged by giant meatballs. Stores were boarded up, and there was no more school for the children. So, a decision was made to abandon the town of Chuanzualo. It was better for survival, unless obviously you are a dog, cat, rodent, frog, and ooh, look, the spiders and ticks arrived just in time. But not before the fleas and the random Penrose dish driver. That is a big, scary pickle. Definitely don't go near that. The people glued together the giant pieces of stale bread sandwich style with peanut butter. A mere breeze of the consciousness. Took only with them their absolute necessities, like Ariana Grande perfume and animals, only to set sail on their rafts for a new land. After being afloat for a week, they finally reached a small coastal town, which welcomed them. The breadboards had held up surprisingly well. Well enough for them to build temporary houses for themselves out of it. The children began school, and the adults all tried to find places for themselves in the new land. The biggest change they had to make was getting used to buying food at the supermarket. They found it odd that the food was kept on shelves, packaged in boxes, cans, and bottles. Impossible meat that had to be cooked was kept in large refrigerators, like a scene out of Goodfellas. Nothing came down from the sky except acid rain and polluted snow. The clouds above their heads were not made of fried eggs, because they good-behaving children. No one ever got hit by a hamburger again, and nobody dared to go back to chew on Swallow, except cats and dogs, obviously, to find out what happened to it. They were too afraid. Henry and I were awake until the very end of Grandpa's story. I remember his goodnight kiss. The next morning, we woke up to see snow falling outside our window. We ran downstairs for breakfast and ate it a little faster than usual, so we could go sledding with Grandpa. Listen, kid, when was the last time you went sledding with Grandpa? It's funny, but even as we were sliding down the hill, we thought we saw a giant pat of butter at the top, and we could almost smell mashed potatoes. The end. For now. Let's see, there was a little note in the front of it from a previous owner. It says, Marshall and Mason, I really hope that you enjoy this book as much as I did when I was a child about 2 years ago. This was always my most favorite non-fictional book. Happy reading. Oh, I love you both so much. Smooches. Merry Christmas from your Auntie Bonnie and Clyde. Smooches again. Oh, such a decadent ending to a creepy story. Stay rad, my friends. Us cats and dogs and things gotta stick together. Like Transformers out of a cereal box these days. Ciao. Ciao. Lovely.